This quick video about how to break down a property in Philly. Just was assigned a new lead by Alex, and so I'm just going to break down kind of what's going on as far as what you need to do to get prepped for your appointment with Mr. and Mrs. Tyler, T.N. Lewis Tyler, and Mr. Tyler. Interesting. So first of all, I'm going into Trend. And I pop in the property address. It's 19140, 3732 North 18th Street. So I want to kind of get a feel. So I'll actually poke in here first. So I want to get a good look at what's going on. I think I made a video about this, not 100% sure. But let me make another one just because things change. So it's a Tioga Nicetown neighborhood. I guess that's what it's called. Nicetown. What the fuck? Not very nice, honestly. So... And just so I think everybody kind of understands that near Temple University, it's not Temple University, it's hospital. So this is a shit area. So pretty much all this area is shit. We know that just because that's how it is. So let's take a look at satellite first and foremost. So here I'm looking to see if there's like a back alley. Like in Philadelphia, you'll sometimes see that there's a back alley and there'll be like there'll be a garage or maybe like parking back there, off-street parking. It definitely adds value because if you saw these houses had garages and park, somewhere to park, parkway driveway, what the fuck. Anyway, so that would add more value. So you're not going to comp those to these because they're just completely different. So I know that nothing in this area has got garages. Nothing in this area has got that's that thing that I'm kind of talking about. So I guess there's a school over there. There's a little playground. I'm also seeing like environment. I'm just checking out what's going on in the environment of this little neighborhood here. There's nothing that would like scare me. But if this is like sitting right on a fucking railroad track, or if it's like a big, this is Philadelphia, but there's, if there was like water right here, if it was Jersey, you'd definitely be concerned. Now, I do know for a fact that we did have a property right on Priscilla, and they told us don't even mess with it because it's extreme gang activity, very dangerous, very dangerous. Don't even bother. But that's Priscilla. That's like one little street right over there. So that's a little rough area, and that's only a couple blocks from our property. So definitely not a value add, but that's some data that we're going to know walking in. I'll even let Dave know, hey, this is over by that freaking Priscilla house. All right, so our property, and then I poke it into the Trend 19140 Philadelphia, and then I do pending settled 365 days. I'm going to draw a little area so I can close in on kind of my little neighborhood. So this is kind of my neighborhood right here. I'm not going to count this stuff because this is all shit. So this is my neighborhood that I'm looking in. Again, this is a major road, so I'm not going over that road into this street, even though it's the next block over. It's a busy road. A lot can change in one or two blocks. I'll expand it if I need to, but for the most part, this is enough results, enough data that I can make a good judgment call on what my property is going to be worth. So now I'm going to zoom into this area right here. I'm going to select the lot, and my phone is creepily listening to me. And she's like, what can I help you with? And I'm like, nothing, bro. 2,140 square feet. That's a good sized property. 5 beds, 2 baths. It's a 3-story. Oh, that's the other thing. I didn't look at the street view. Let me just do a little quick street view on this place. North 18th? Yeah, that's it. What the hell is the address? So it's 3732. Okay, what the? 3732. Looks like a friendly guy right there. Nice polluted streets over here. Plenty of garbage. There's a nice car. Mystery van, burnt down house. This is 2014. Always keep an eye up here to see as to what's going on. Really not too relevant. There is a tree. It's a tree-lined street. That's a value add right there. Um, three trees on the street. Look at that. So it does give you a little bit of value add. So I really can't tell too much from here. This picture, I mean, they are larger units. You could definitely tell they're bigger. They have the front porch and everything like that. So we're gonna make sure and do our comps for 2,000 square foot houses. So 2140 is the square foot there. So let me go into results. Let me just see what kind of results I'm getting here. So I'll go into my market, which I created this, and you can create, these different customizable layouts, and you can save these if you want. I have my personal layout that I use. It's my market, and it's just got data that's relevant to comps and cash comps and that sort of stuff. So let's see what's going on in this area. Let me arrange it by square footage because that's what we're really looking at here. So there's only a couple comped out at 2,100 square feet. Look at this, 5 days on market, 130,000. So that's a valid comp right there, man. That's on 18th too. So it's really kind of close. Ours is 3736, so it's the next block up. 5 beds, 4 baths, legally zoned as a duplex. See, that's what I was kind of wondering about ours. That's a pretty big property to have all those bedrooms without it being a duplex. Ours might be a duplex. It's a big 3-story, totally rehabbed. Check it out. It's unfortunate that they didn't even provide any pictures, so bunch of bums. Let's see what they paid. History. I hit that little H. And if you missed that, the little H right here makes this pop-up window goes here. So I'm going to look at MLS data. So the history is going to tell me a lot. Tells me that whoever owned it before, they bought it in 05. So this person probably they bought it, they renovated it.
It's 2 weeks ago.
Oh, and they just settled. Yeah, just settled. So you can see that they had did a little price manipulation here. So they actually had this thing listed. They know how it works. So they had it listed July. It didn't take 5 days on market, like it says. It was listed for they were trying to rent it, $1,000. They've been trying to sell it for a while. So whoever owned this, like they bought it in 05. Then they tried to sell it. Then they rented it, and then this all tells you a clear picture of what's happening. Then they tried to sell it again. Then they probably rented it, and so they kept good tenants. So every time it kind of comes back on market, this is probably owned by a landlord. Then now over here it's 140,000. I'm sorry, no, over here is 135. So they listed in 2017, and then they let it come off, and then they relisted 2 months later for 135. Then they let it come off. Then 2 months later, they listed for 145. So after, I don't know what the rule is on days on market, but the days on market refreshes every time that you expire and relist. Then there's another stat, it's called the PMP, that only realtors can see. And I'll show you that right here. So this PMP is marketing period. So if like this property right here, it says 269 and 103. So that property is not 5 days on market. It should be 5 days on market and 300 PMP. But they manipulated to the whereas they took it off and put it back on. So all that's kind of irrelevant data, but just don't get this 5 days on market really isn't weighted too heavily because they actually marketed the thing for a year. Let's see. So 130K, that's our ARV. So not bad. This area is not really a fix and flip type area. We do have an active property right here for 33K. So we know we got to be under that number. So like this dude's selling for 30K. It's a duplex, needs renovation. I mean, look at that. So this guy's been trying to sell for, this is going to tell me a lot. He's been trying to sell for 159 days. He originally tried to list for 40. Now he's down to 34. So this is data that I'm going to bring to my seller. I'm going to say, listen, man, I could turn around and buy this guy's property for, probably about 25, 20,000. Might be able to get it for 20,000 with a cash offer, close quickly. But the fact is that, I'm not going to be able to go over 25 because of this right here, this data. And I personally, I can't sell this property. If our property is shit, I'm not going to be able to sell it for probably more than about 20 in this neighborhood, 25. So let's look at some more data. I want more data for the 2,000 square foot one, so I'm going to increase square footage, so 1,800 to 2,200. and I only have 2 matches now, so we're gonna have to expand our search a little bit. Cool. Didn't have to go far. All right, so this seems like a lot of activity on this block. So there's another 2 active 1,800 square feet for 47.5. Looks like 31 and 29. I can buy both of those right now. Again, that's your $33,000 property. 87 is a sold comp. But I'm really, it's what can I sell it for? You know what I mean? If it's in great condition, probably gonna be able to sell it for like 50 grand, 60 grand. Like this market probably tops out. It says 130, but that's all renovated. That's brand new. So we're gonna base our information on that. Pretty much just this stuff right here. So let's take a look at conditions of these properties. Similar style unit, nice outdoor space. It's clean. This thing's real nice. It's clean, it's rental ready. Is it a duplex? Another thing I'll look at too is I'll pull up some duplexes. Twin, semi-detached, colonial. Whoops. All right, so I'm really just going to base my offer on this shithole right here. I'm literally going to say, listen, buddy, I can buy that one for $33,900, and it probably needs just the same amount of work. So that's really the data that you got to look at. Is like if you let's say bring me a contract and you're like, hey Mike, I got this contract and I got it for 35. Like I'm going to tell you what the hell am I going to do with this thing? Like this guy's having a hard time selling it for cash for almost a half a year. Well, it's over a half a year. And like, what am I supposed to do with it? So we're going to be able to market this thing at 30. That means we got to get it for like 20, 15, something like that, unless it's in really great condition. So I'm just going to search the multifamily real quick because this kind of goes in that sense. Actually, I'm going to go like this. Search multiple categories. 19140. And we got lots of stuff for sale. Lots of multiple, well, obviously. But then we're going to zoom in like right here. We're just going to go like that, whatever. And I just want to see my settleds and pendings, and there's a lot of matches here. It's going to happen. So, and the category is going to be residential rentals, and multifamily. So that trimmed down some properties. All right, so now we got 87,130, 37K. Shit, I can't. That's the only thing. Your square footage kind of gets messed up in here. Oh, interior square footage. I added that category. So 1,800 to 2,200. Beautiful. Now I have 18 matches. That's some good data right there. All right, cool, man. I got a lot of stuff. Look at the rents in this area. 1 bedroom, 700. This guy sold for 100K, 2,000, 100K. Let's see what kind of pictures. It's a 3-unit. A lot of people in Philly do crazy stuff with property, so a lot of stuff might not be a legal 3. You know. You know, the guy might bring you some data on these 100s and 87s and everything that's going on here, but you've got to just bring them right back to the fact that there's stuff on the market right now. There's 3 properties listed for 40, 1 for 33, you know. So that's the thing. So that's where you're going to base your off of, is this the bottom of the market. So we got to be able to get it for below that. It's a shit area. There's a lot of gang activity. And because of that, you know, we're gonna be sitting on 15 or 20. Now another thing I'm gonna go up to is City of Philadelphia, search for a property, and I'm gonna check out some data. 3732 North 18th. This guy might owe more than the offer. View tax balance. And there's the names: Dorothy Lewis and TN Lewis. TN tells me they might be Haitian. No tax balance, so that's good. And then there's that judgment site, which where's the links? This is the last thing you search. Just judgments. Passwords, maybe? Here it is. Well, no records. That's good. So, North Warnock, 96, 191 bucks. I'm not worried about that. I'm not even, if it was like a big amount, I would actually search it further. But I'm not even worried about that. I would search like Spokio to see if it's, well, it's Dorothy M. See, she's Dorothy C. So there you go. So that's not her. So all right, looks like our guys don't owe any money. Let's find the why. Let's figure out why they're selling. Let's make them a cash offer. If we can't close them on the offer, let's close them on a, listing their property on the market. And we're going to list it. We're going to bring, we're basing everything off of data. So if you want to, bring this with you, it might not be a bad idea. You can fall back on your data. Let's go back to my market. Get rid of all the bullshit. Interior square footage, and then we can organize by price. And then just take a little screenshot, man. Here's the market. Here's the data. So here's the market. Here's what's going on. I mean, you got some actives, you got some settleds at this number, which don't really help you out. But this is the stuff right here. These are the properties. This is the market. This isn't the market right here. Let's maybe that's 318. I guess it was a couple months ago. I'm gonna focus on this right here. That's my real data. So maybe you want to cut some of this stuff out. So if she's looking for a cash sale, then that's what you got to give them. All right, guys, go get them.